Yes, good people, big up to all of you. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this morning. We're not going to waste too much time on all the items. We'll talk about a few news items we'll have to talk about, but we're not going to spend too much time on them because we don't have enough time between now before the game starts to round up the lineup prediction exercise. We don't want to still be on it. And the game, you can say, we don't want to dwell on it so much and still be on it when the lineup comes out. But that's by the way, more importantly, I do hope you're all doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. Once more, welcome back to another edition of the Blue Morning Show, the Bournemouth versus Chelsea match predictions. Sit back, relax, and let's get into it without wasting too much of your time. Yes, people, thank you once again, and welcome back to another edition of the Blue Morning Show. Today, we will preview and also preview the Bournemouth versus Chelsea Premier League match that will kick off in about just a little less than 2 hours from now. So we don't have too much time to talk about other items that much. We'll still talk about a few, but we want to get it done as soon as possible. So I want to say thank you once more for you to all of you for finding the time to join the show this morning. Let's see who we'll have in the chat already. Big up to you too, Mitchie boy. I appreciate you finding the time to join. We don't have too many people watching right now, but Prince Mohaz, I see you there. One day, if you haven't, go check out Mitchie boy's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe, and believe me, you will thank me later. And Prince Mohaz, nice to see you. Big up Coachila. How are you? One net, my brother. I cannot complain. I appreciate you saying hello with that dialect. That's something I appreciate so much. But once more, nice to see you again. I hope you're well. I haven't seen you in a while. Please do take your time. Do take a minute to let me know that you're okay. I will appreciate that. Happy Sunday to you too, Namaya Fawole. Always nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Also, thank you. We don't have too many people in the chat, but we're gonna get into it immediately without wasting much of your time, so we can get it done. You can say get address all the news items we'll have lined up as soon as possible and get into the match preview and predictions as soon as possible, because we don't have too much time between now before the game starts. And the first news item we have lined up here reads Moises Caicedo was pictured with a strapped up right thigh, suggesting that the midfielder may be nursing a knock after Ecuador's win against Uruguay. He was seen with what appeared to be some blue kinesiology. I don't know what that word means. Kinesiology tape strapped around his knee. A medical practice which assists movement and muscles around joint. So there you go. You have the description of what that particular term means there. This says that despite the panic, he trained as normal at Cobham upon his return to West London, although there's a small chance he may not feature from the start this weekend. Chances are he won't even participate, in my opinion. The fact that he traveled, I think he traveled to South America. That is some distance to cover. He'll be jet lagged, and plus the injury concerns, even if it's just a knock. I don't know what term to use for that to correctly represent that. I think the manager wouldn't want to risk too much in terms of starting him. So beyond that, we'll look at the next item. Even if he doesn't play, I think Lesley Ugochukwu, he's good enough to come in and do a good enough job, or if not, an even better job, because he is traditionally a DM, which I've always argued. I don't think Moses Casada is one. So let's move on to the next item here. This talks about Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson's agent, Diamonsi Kamara, says the player did well. Many offers arrived. We were close to signing with AC Milan. Then Chelsea arrived, and we went there. Which means at the moment we called, they preferred to come to us than go to AC Milan. But that's by the way. We move on also to the next item here, which also talks about Chelsea, the players that were offered to Chelsea that we didn't want to sign, and players also that some clubs wanted to sign that we didn't want to sell. So we have two categories here: the in and out. This says Chelsea were offered many deals in the summer for incoming and outgoing players, and these are the 5 deals they said no to. For outgoing players, Marcelo Brozovic, we refused to sign. We didn't want to sign him. Marco Verratti, we didn't want to sign him, and Dusan Vlahovic, of course, we didn't want to sign him. I know Rafael will probably have something to say with regards to that. For outgoings, Amanda Broya, we got offers, but we didn't want to sell. Levi Cowell also quite clear. We heard Liverpool were interested in signing him also, and but Brighton wanted to keep him, but we didn't want to sell him. He's a player we value so much, and yeah, we didn't even listen to offers to be just to be very specific in that case. And we have Rafael in the house. Rafael, always nice to see you. He says, a big up to you too, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join. I hope you're doing well. I would have been happy with Brozovic. He would have added the experience. Yeah, and he is good. That's a fact. But for some reason we didn't want to sign him. I don't know, and so I don't know if it would make sense to keep arguing that. I think we've talked about that before, especially when you mentioned him in the chat there. So let's move on from that one. It's in the past now, in my opinion. No need of revisiting it. So we get to the match. Excuse me. Yeah, we get to the match preview proper. The first thing I usually do, participate in the vote to see what the masses think, which of the teams that people think will come out victorious at the end of the game. Let's see. I will vote Chelsea, of course. 57% thinks Chelsea will win this particular game. 23% thinks Bournemouth will win, and 19% thinks the game will end in a draw. Okay. Yeah, in a few hours we'll find out which of the you can say which of the set of people are correct. Let's see what else do we have here. Yep, I would have loved it. I would have loved Brozovic because of his experience and the fact that he's a good player. Verratti not so much. I'd rather Barilla, but Barilla I didn't look like he was going to leave Inter, and it didn't look like Inter were keen to sell him. And this sees a Sicilian defense that says if Poch doesn't go with a back four, then I am done. Clearly, three at the back isn't working. Here's the thing: with regards to that argument, the structure has never been my concern. I think the only concern I've had with the manager, you can say, with regards to him starting with the back three structure, is seeing Chilwell operate as a left wing, while we have traditional wingers on the bench. That it makes sense to me. I did again. I wouldn't. You can say I wouldn't argue or listen to the argument or believe the argument that tries to convince me that we in fact lost against Nottingham Forest because we played with the back three. We created good enough chances on the day to win the match, but weren't clinical in front of goal. But I'm not going to get into that. I've never at any time believed that the structure has been the issues, our problem this season. I think it's beyond that. But let's see. But do I think would be better off if he goes with a back four? I'd say yes. And then we'll play with just two centre backs and two full backs. And then have the option to add one more attacking player up front. So yeah, it makes sense, that argument. But you can say the argument that the back four hasn't been helpful is the fact that yeah, we needed to create maybe more chances and also have more opportunities to put away the chances we create. Then I'll listen to you. And Rafael says, Coach, I am worried about Colwell. Once Silva leaves, he will have no mentor. We better get a Stefan Dejaville. I can't pronounce that name. Let's see how the club handles the absence of Thiago Silva. I'm suspecting, maybe I'm not too sure, honestly, how we're going to handle his departure, or because the fact remains, as much as you can say the fact as much as you can say we all can agree that he's not getting any younger. He's still one of our best players. I think we'll be worse off without him, not just defensively. The entire team, you can say, we've always seen. I've always looked lost without him on the pitch, in my opinion. But let's move on from that particular contribution. That we need to get, you can say, start the match, get onto the match preview as soon as possible, and get to the lineup prediction exercise because we don't have too much time between now before the game starts. Yeah, I understand your concern there. Coach Silva was always good, but it was who Alessandro Nesta who sharpened him. Same way Colwell needs a mentor. I feel Dejaville is the guy. I can't pronounce his name. Sorry if I'm butchering it. I think it makes sense to have a mentor for the young defenders. It wouldn't make any sort of sense in the absence of Thiago Silva to have defenders. You could say the average age at the time in the absence of Thiago Silva will probably be at most 22 or 23. I can't, not too sure, and that's not okay. I get it. You don't need to be that much older to have. You could say. You could say, let me just say, experience and age are usually used interchangeably, but one can be young and still be very experienced. as long as you played enough games to garner good enough experience. Coachila Barilla is 26, by the way, and he is not a DM. No, I'm just saying. Here's the thing: I wouldn't mind playing him as a DM. I think he's capable of fulfilling that role, in my opinion. I know there's more to his game. He has good vision, good passing range, and can also finish on his day. But I think I wouldn't mind playing him. And if you ask me, the fact remains that the Pochettino isn't the type to actually play with your stereotypical DMs. He prefers more from his, again. He you can say he's not into your stereotypical DMs. You can say he is more into the CMs, just like Potter is. Not the one looking for a player to just be a destroyer. You have to have more to your game for him to, you can say, even decide to play in that particular position. If you understand. What's up, a contender? FC Brianni Yahayu, aka 343 Dilemma, aka Vivel FC, aka Jackson FC. Always nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. If Poch plays a seven defensive minded players, I am done. Yep. When he says defensive minded players, pay attention. Two sixes, three center backs, and two wing backs, and two, you can say, defensive minded players in the wing back position. Yeah, then we have seven defensive minded players. To me, that's a problem, and I don't like that. Let's see. I forgot about just say hello to him. Chelsea Ultra, I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join us today. I haven't seen you in a while, and I hope you're doing well. Big up to you too. I'm good. Thank you for asking. How is the fan room doing? Big up to chat. If anyone's still confused about a 4 or 3, I can get up. I can get you some prescription drugs. Wow. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. This says Palmer has to start. I feel the same too, but everything comes down to the manager's choice. But it looks like he will get a chance today. How sure am I? Not too sure, really. I want to see more attacking players, not 8 defensive-minded players. You just added 1 to that number, and I'm not sure how. But yeah, you may well be correct, but you have to explain further. I'm so happy we didn't buy Onana. He's another Mendy. I think Mendy is actually a better goalkeeper overall. If anything, he's just better than Mendy in terms of his ability on the ball. But overall, you can say what you need to be able to do as a goalkeeper. Mendy, for me, I would take him anytime, any day. Sub to you too, late night. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you. And Vic says, though we were playing back four all season with Chile, you thought we were playing back four all season with Chile as a winger. Some people say we've actually mixed it up, and I believe we mixed it up. We did mix it up during preseason. So I think the manager is trying to explain to us that the reason he's preferred playing with the back 3 since the start of the season was down to the absence of some players. But that didn't make any sort of sense to me. Maybe he needs to explain further. Coach, if Colwell plays with the Sassi, he will become who? Read between the line. Okay, he will become read between the line. I am very worried. He will become what? I'm not sure how to make sense of that. You're using some language I don't understand there. We must win. We are not. We're number 14 currently. Are we on 14th? Let me look at that again. Are we? Yeah, 14th. You're very correct. Currently on the table. Yeah, that's but I'm not too concerned really. It pains. No. Okay, we have injured players. I'm not sure. That's a bit jumping up there. Barilla is box to box CM. That's the sort of players actually Pochettino likes to play in the DM position. He doesn't play with a stereotypical DM. Honestly, I remember Musa Dembele, the Belgium international. He wasn't your stereotypical DM or defensive midfielder. He was more of a box-to-box midfielder, but he played him as a DM. So Barilla would have been a perfect signing for him. But maybe we did look at him and he suggested otherwise, but that's just my opinion. It's that time of the year. Jerry, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. An easy win for Chelsea, according to my analysis. Football isn't played on papers, honestly. It's a game that you cannot script. We just have to wait until the man in the middle blows the final whistle, then yeah, we'll pay attention to what the results are, the score lines are at the time. Coach, you're basically saying we need a complete DM. I'm not saying that we have one in Lesley Ugochukwu. For me, Lavia isn't a DM traditionally, but he can fulfill that role because of his ability to read the game. And because of his ability to break up opposition play, passing ability also, and more importantly, under Pochettino, I would say his ability to beat the press, because we like to play out from the back, in my opinion, which is what I have been saying. And Caicedo is the total opposite of that. For me, I've always said before that Caicedo isn't a traditional DN; he's more of a box-to-box player for me. But I think if I had the option, if I was given the option to choose between him and Barilla, I'd take Barilla anytime, any day. But that's just me. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go on all the way. Chelsea Ultra says that, yeah, much better. Thanks, mate. Just being in and out of hospital for a little while with my, okay, I understand. So not been keeping up much, but I am back in feeling good now. I am just a Chelsea. A Chelsea win would do us, all of us, a world of good. So I appreciate you finding the time to join. And I hope you're coping with your situation very well. You being here, first of all, shows that, yeah, you're dealing with it quite well. And that is something I appreciate so much. Let's see, no more left wing for Chilwell or Poch out. Chances I would still see him in that position today. Coach, I cannot use a certain words, so say, yeah, I'm not gonna say that fast when you get it. I get it now, but I'm not gonna say it. But please don't try as much as you can not to do that. Reece James not around, but Sheila not around. Broya to Nkunku to. Yep. We learned that Broya and Badiashile, that the club. Let me use the exact language that that was used on the day, or you can say something to the effect of the club, that the club, that Chelsea are being ultra cautious with those two players I mentioned, in Amanda Broya and Benoit Badiashile, to avoid risk. They don't want to risk a setback for those two players, and feels like we have they feel like we have a good enough players, or you can say enough numbers to fill those positions if need be. Let's see what else we have here. Bournemouth 0, Chelsea 5. I hate it. I hate it when I start seeing such scoreline predictions. Usually, it's not a good sign. I hope it's different this time, because a lot of people on Twitter or on X thinks a lot of people thinks we're going to lose this one. I said it before, and you'd say it again. Gutted. We sold Lamptey. Tore it up yesterday. The fact that Lamptey wanted to leave. I hope. Again, do you realize he wanted to leave? We didn't just sell him for the sake of us wanting to sell a player. He wanted to leave, and he had just about a year left on his contract at the time. We did all we could to keep him, so we had to sell him because he wanted to leave. Let's see what else we have here, Coach. I recommend to the fans, the ones who are so much focused on results, to watch the game and enjoy it. Another good thing would be if they read the movement of the players during offense transition and defense. That's the thing. A lot of people and good at doing that, and people see things from different lenses. Even those that are able to recognize the shape or the application, to recognize that, yeah, the application doesn't really mean the application suggests we're not playing with the back three, really, or we're playing with the back three, but with an attacking intent. They refuse to see things objectively, in my opinion. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way, Coach. I would have loved a Tonelli or Nicole Rovella. Since we didn't get my boy Urate, they are complete creative DMs. That's the term I like to use. I don't just want your stereotypical DM that can only you can say categorize as a destroyer, and beyond that they can't do much on the pitch. I don't want such defensive midfielders. but that's just me. Everything comes down to the sort of players that the profile of players the manager wants. If we win, we'll move to 8 ahead of United, Newcastle, and Brentford. Relax, guys. That's when you can say it's. I don't want us to be too confident. I want our players to go into the game with the mindset that if we don't play well enough, we're going to lose. I don't want us to go into the game with the mindset, yeah, it's a Bournemouth, we've won this one already. That's when Charity FC comes into play. Coach, my prophecy of Ten Hag being a disaster was posted numerous times before the season began. Okay. And this is Chelsea Ultra saying we must attack, improve. We are a level above today. We cannot keep playing this slow, predictable football. That's more reactive than proactive. I think I agree with you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. In a bit, I would just skip to the match preview so that we can get it done. So that we can get done with the lineup prediction exercise as soon as possible before the lineup itself comes out. While it is quite laughable, the fans have low confidence in Poch. Chelsea will be extremely consistent under Pochettino starting from today. Such negativity is good for discussion and delicious flavors. Wow, some argument right there, but I appreciate that, Jerry. The reason for so many injuries is the medical team. Is that the medical team is so stretched with 30 first-team players. We've never had more than 3 games with our best 11 fit. Wow. Some argument. Hello to you too, Kim. So I appreciate you. I predict a loss. Okay, let's see if that happens. And Giovanni Jaftar, no optimism at my side for this game. The same result looks likely today. Either a draw or a loss is looming. Playing Chilwell at left wing don't make sense. That's the only issue I have. For me, the structure has never been, again, any concern to me, not to any measure, actually. Poch can call it a back 4 all he likes. He's using 3 center backs and wing backs, regardless of where he positions them. It is still a 5 defenders and a negative selection. If you're talking about defensive-minded players, you'd say 7 of them, because we're playing with 2 6s. That the application differs, in my opinion. And Joshua Dan says, Coach, seriously, we need to go back to a 4-2-3-1 formation, which is the structure he used predominantly when he was at Spurs. So I think he will go back to that particular structure, but maybe that will happen when Nkunku returns from injury, and maybe that's when he would do that. I just don't know at this point. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with. Big up to you too, God the Frogs. I appreciate you finding the time to join. I predict that Chelsea will lose one or max 2 more games during the entirety of the season. Wow. Okay, I'll remember that. Big up to you too. No more left winger for the name you mentioned in there for Ben Chilwell, but I appreciate you joining. I'm gonna come to you, my brother. Tebogo, I appreciate you finding the time to join. I hope you're doing well. We are at 32 likes already. Let's get the likes up and get it to at least 50 by the time the show ends. Tebogo, are you looking forward to this one? Let us know. Let's hear you if you're there.
I'm looking forward for Ben Chilwell to play as a left winger.
Is that a concern for you, or you don't care?
To be honest, Coach, I don't like it. But again, now Noni, Mudrik, and Cole Palmer are here, so I think those guys need to play that role. If, for example, Ben Chilwell won't play there, because at the moment, Coach, I think he was using that role. Noni was not fit. Mudrik at the moment, you can see it's awful, but he needs minutes. So now we added Cole Palmer to the team. No more playing Ben Chilwell as a left wing. I'd rather pay Cole Palmer there or Noni once and for all, an attacking player that can create chances for us. So
go ahead.
That's the only concern I have. But again, for the sake of Chelsea fans, getting pissed, let Ben Chilwell play there.
Um, to me, I'm one of those that didn't like that. The structure is the least of my concern. I just don't like a situation where we see Ben Chilwell operating as a winger, while we have the you can say traditional wingers on the bench. But at first, when he did it, I was able to take my time to look at it and come to the conclusion he's just trying to be cautious because we have an entirely new team where seeing you can say a mix up would be seeing mix up here and there due to lack of a proper chemistry between the players. So he would at the same time, as much as he's trying to be offensive, he's trying to be defensively cautious too. It made sense at the time, but there's a question I can't quite remember how Martin phrased that particular question. It made sense. Asking, okay, I can't quite recall, but to me, that's the only issue I have is seeing Ben Chilwell operate as a winger. I don't like that because in truth, if you're being factual here, with three centre backs, two traditional wing backs or full backs playing in the wing back row, playing fulfilling the wing back rows left and right, plus two DMs, you're practically playing with seven defensive minded players, and that's a concern for me. But let's see what he does today. And here's something here. This is JC trying to educate the fans who are confused, who some of which clearly saying that we didn't play with such structure during the preseason. JC thinks otherwise. He's saying Coachila. Here's a news to most fans. Poch played the same system in preseason. There were minor differences. DMs. The DM was dropping back to make back three. James was also playing right wing. Okay, thank you so much for that. Top three. Okay, let's see. Chilwell needs to be booed. I ain't accepting that guy as a left wing, even if I don't accept the fact that the manager plays him as a winger. I don't want us to get. I would just voice my discontent for that. But I will not go to the extent of asking people to boo him. That's just who I am. Play Sterling at left wing. Madueke should be playing as well. It is so hard to play Madueke and Sterling. Is it okay? You're asking a question. I think both can be on the pitch at the same time. With Sterling playing in the left wing position, Madueke right wing. But everything comes down to the structure. Come on, you Blues, let's go! And thank you for that. Yeah, if you include the midfield, it's 7. But Poch was saying his defenders were a back 4 and Chilwell is a winger. But that's just another way of avoiding admitting he's using a back 5. The two defenders and all that. Here's the thing. The structure, I'm going to say this again. I've said it 1,000 times, but I'm still going to say it again. The structure is the least of my concerns, really. Because the fact remains we created good enough chances to do better than we did in those games, but we weren't just clinical in front of goals. Kukurea or Matson deserves to play. Chilwell isn't good enough. We're talking of near 4 years of mediocrity. Wow. Some argument in here we have to win this game to bring back some dignity. A win would do the team a world of good, and you can boo a player for playing where he's told to play. The blame must sit with the manager. Yep, I think if we're being honest, I have all the problems with Ben Chilwell, but in terms of if we're talking about him operating as a winger, to me, I think we should be asking. You say we should direct our questions at the manager and not Ben Chilwell. Our concerns, if that's the language you prefer. But that's by the way. Let's get on with the match preview and get to the lineup prediction exercise as soon as possible. Let's look at some of 57%, and that's from 57% thinks Chelsea will win, 23% thinks Bournemouth will win, and 19% thinks the game will end in a draw. We are 14th, and Bournemouth are 16th on the table. Bournemouth's top scorer, Dominic Solanke, former Chelsea player. You can say, let me just go with a Chelsea Academy product. Sterling, our top scorer with 2 goals. Solanke has 1 assist. Sterling 0 assists. Average rating of on Fortmore for Sterling is 7.36, 6.88 for Dominic Solanke, And the highlights here, insights, maybe. Okay, Bournemouth are ranked 17th in goals scored per match. We are ranked 11th in goals scored per match. So in that department, we're better off. So which means we're more likely to outscore them. And the other second item here says Bournemouth haven't kept a clean sheet in 5 matches. Chelsea have won the previous 3 matches against Bournemouth. I don't pay attention to this aspect because Charity FC is still well and truly in existence. So I'm still concerned. So two things here gives me hope. What first, we're averaging how many goals per match? 1.3 goals per match, and they're averaging just 1 goal per match. And they haven't kept a clean sheet in 5 matches. And we the last game we haven't scored we didn't score in the last game, but the other 3 games we've scored in all of them. So there's hope that we will outscore them. And the last item here says Marcus Tavernier. Sorry if I'm butchering his last name. Has created the most big chances for AFC Bournemouth. Okay, and for us, the last item here, Ben Chilwell has created the most big chances for Chelsea. And I remember the manager mentioning this, which means to me, probably he gets a chance to start again in that position because of what the numbers tell us. But that's just my opinion. But let's see what happens. Big up to you two, got the frogs. Lineup leaked. Check carefree. Lewis G. Okay, but we'll still try and have fun there. Otherwise, because sometimes the leaks can be wrong. But if you're saying we should trust it, maybe we'll forget about the lineup prediction exercise. Jorginho starting for who? For us. Okay, there you go. Now I get what you're doing there. Coachila, here's another interesting fact. I am sure if Poch really goes back to having a back four, staying back, we just remove a player from attack. By the way, if that happens, it will be the Sassi on the bench. Oh yeah. Even if you check my predicted lineup, I've always known that as long as Thiago Silva is fit enough to start, and if he doesn't need a rest, he gets to start. Because the truth remains, as much as a lot of people are calling for us to phase him out gradually, I agree we do that, but I think he's still one of our best players. My opinion. Bournemouth. Let's see. Big up to you too, and that must be a Bournemouth fan there. Big up once more, Mitchell Boy. If you're in the chat, if you haven't, please go check out Mitchell Boy's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. A great content creator, a friend, and over time has become a brother, somebody that I can trust. I like people that when they present content, they present objectively crafted content and not just you can say shove their opinions of the you can say behinds or throats of their followers. Let's see what else we have. They keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. And it says that the confidence level is low in the community. I wonder why. Last season, it's simple. You don't need the scientists to tell you why people are concerned. Every little setbacks triggers PTSD. In any, if you're truly a Chelsea fan, I cannot come here and say and pretend as if I wasn't at any time I wasn't concerned, or if I wasn't pained given the results. But you can say I've taken. I sometimes even whenever I get to those moments where I look at the games and say what's going on here, I do take my time to analyze the situation and still come to a sensible conclusion, knowing that we have an entirely new team. These setbacks are common when you have an entirely new team, and that things aren't going to be perfect right now. But I have hopes, strong belief that at the end of the season would do better than a lot of people expect us to do. But that's just my opinion. Some people don't think that would be the case. Mudrik assist. I hope that happens. As you say, 777. I appreciate you joining because of the clowns. Clown owners. Wow. Why did I even read that? You're gonna put me into trouble. Good afternoon to you too, DJ, my brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for that. Big up. Let's see what else we have here. Anything, Coach? How about Palmer playing as a stroker and Jackson as a 10. Striker and Jackson as a 10. No. No, I don't think so. I just don't think so, honestly. I would love to see Mudryk play and score today. Do I think it's that? I doubt that. It doesn't look like the manager trusts him that much at this point. But let's see what the manager does. Potter knows. Okay, Potter's no on fans' shoe is too communicating. Can you not use something that maybe it's a maybe you mistyped something there. Let's see what else we have here. Give me a second there. Porter's no on fans' shoes is too complicated. It will take some time for Porter to untie it. I think I agree with you. It will take some time. We have an entirely new team. It will take some time before the team really starts playing as a unit. And now, every now and then, we see we'll be seeing disjointed displays here and there. It will take time. If you ask me, actually, I'm actually quite surprised that the progress we've made so far. So we are ahead of time in terms of the project overall, in my opinion. Let's see what else we have here. Chelsea is going to win 2-1. Hussein Da Costa, I hope to see that. Much love to you, brother. Let's see anything else. Just people exchanging pleasantries there. 5-0, mate. I am calling it. Okay, I heard you say that. Let's see if that happens. Let me come back to you, Tebago. Anything else you want to say before we look at let's look at teams the team's form. For Bournemouth, out of 5 games, they've lost 2, 1-1, drew 2 for us. We lost 2, 1-2, and drew 1. It's pretty much even in terms of that. Head to head, where do I see that? For head to head, we've won 10, they won 4, and yeah, drew 1. So you go ahead. Anything else you want to say before we get into the lineup prediction exercise?
Yeah, all I want to say is hopefully today our players will be more clinical because that's the issue we're having at the moment. For example,
Not the structure, not where any particular player started in those games. Yeah.
Yes, that's why like I don't want to complain a lot about Ben Chilwell, even though I don't like it. But again, if you be honest, against West Ham, we should have won that game. If Enzo maybe scored that penalty, maybe the result would be better. Against Forest, Jackson missed a goal 2 yards, so that's annoying. And then I don't think we are playing that badly, but the issue are not technical. And then we've been having this issue for years now. So hopefully Jackson can do better today. Hopefully score goals. Then then we pray he can build this confidence. Then he can have a goal scoring run. That's what we need for our striker. At the moment we are hungry for goals, and then they are not enough. Even Raheem Sterling sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off. So when it's off, we need another players to come in. So hopefully today we beat clinical, and then if we beat clinical, we can win this game. But if not, we're gonna draw this game. I don't think we'll lose this game, but hopefully we beat clinical.
Yeah, I do agree with you. The structure list of my concerns, I've said that 1,000 times now. And those games, you could say the 4 games we've played already, had we been clinical in front of goal, the worst result we'd have right now would be just a draw. But unfortunately, we haven't been. I hopefully Jackson, he's doing everything right except put away the chances, the opportunities he gets, and I believe that will come. And it doesn't look like when he miss, it doesn't look like the one that sulks whenever he misses a chance. He keeps working, and I like his work rate. There are things also I'd like the manager to correct. Sometimes he drops he drops deep more than usual. Then I think it's not up to him. The manager has to, you can say, after observing that on the side on the touchline, he should call him, call him to call his again, call him in, get him to be, you can say, to stay there more and not wander out. And then when we have the ball coming to the box, we have nobody to get at the end of the crosses, whether on the carpet or in the air. That's something JC did point out, and I think it's a good point. Even though I agree it's a fluid approach, and the manager, if you know him, what you know, he likes the strikers to be able to drop deep and participate in the play. But thank you for that. Mark and Neum says if these lineups don't show, if these lineups don't show you how the club thinks about the fans and or supporters' opinion, it's like remnants of Havertz are still here. A good enough argument there. Mudryk, I hope he starts today along with Palmer and hopefully Martin as left wing back in now Ben Chilwell. And let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Yes, mate. What else do we have here? The owners need to deliver a win. I don't think it's up to them. Or in my opinion, you sold your soul for the multi-club model. I don't think that's the least of our issues. And remember, we were calling for the club to facilitate a clear out. And last transfer window, they did that, and they did that effectively. Now we have an entirely new team. We just have to be patient. They did exactly what we asked for. Even selling some of the players that, they signed when they took over. To me, if you ask me, I say, I don't think that must have been easy for them. Honestly, let's see. Today we will see the naughtiness and the X factor. The Argentine DNA is passed on. I hope that happens. And by the way, that's not the first time I've heard them use the term naughty. He's used it once. I think at one point when he talked about Dele Ali, he said something to the effect of naughty Dele Ali will regain his form, or something to that
he
effect.
kind of starts.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not the first time I've heard him use that term. This here says, please, is Moises Caicedo available for the game? If no, what happens and how is the perfect player to replace him? Lesley Ugochukwu is there to me. Or even I wouldn't. There's a chance the manager starts Conor Gallagher in that position in the absence of Moises Caicedo. But let's see what happens. So Godwin Dabu, thank you for joining. Mudryk starts. I hope so. Did you see that anywhere, or you're just suggesting he's going to start? I don't think the lineup is out yet, but we need to try and play around with the lineup. Is it out already?
No, it's not out. But it seems like Ben Chilwell will be dropped because there's been some breaking news saying Conor Gallagher will be the captain today. That means Chilwell might be dropped. Let's see.
Do you believe the source for that news? Do you believe the source?
Yes, it's same. What? In terms of leaking starting lineups is so good, but hopefully it's true.
Okay, let's see what happens. And just to announce to you guys, if you remember, if any of you that have followed the channel for a while, there was a period where we did a player profile where usually I interview people. You can say I pick people who know each. For each player, I pick an individual that knows that player very well, and then interview them on the player's weaknesses and strengths and other aspects. I think we'll bring that back in a few days. But let's see how many people will be willing to participate this time. Palmer and Anselmo, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining. Mudryk starting means Chile is back as at left back. Maybe. Let's see what happens. The other teams in the league which plays a 3-2-5 is Manchester City. The difference is that they have Haaland creating problem for opposition CBs. Makes more space. I hope Jackson stays up and not. I think you complained about that a bit. Lesley Ugochukwu starts, Mudryk starts. No Chile. Are you confirming the lineup, or are you just playing with us? Enzo goal and assist today. I hope that happens.
No, Ugochukwu is starting.
Ugochukwu is starting, so which means Caicedo probably will not play.
Yeah, I think Caicedo or Enzo, one of the two. I think they won't play.
Okay, which means I think we've had so much right now. Maybe we should start. We're not going to do the lineup prediction exercise. We're just going to have a conversation. I don't think a Casado will be ready to start. Yesterday, yep, I think we read that. Even during that the game for his country, he was strapped with something. Um, they used a medical term to define what that was. I don't know what that is. They tried to explain it, and even though he trained, I think the manager wouldn't want to risk it. And Lesley Ugochukwu is capable of fulfilling that role effectively. And if you ask me, Ugochukwu actually is traditionally a DM, which I don't think Moises Caicedo is, in my opinion. And this says no Chile. So who plays the left back? We still have Ian Masson. We still have Marco Correa. Cowell. That may well happen, but I do not know. More no Casado or Palma in the lineup. So this is I don't think we should waste our time trying to do the lineup prediction exercise. No Casado or Palma in the lineup. I've read that one. Chelsea 74% possession, 25 shots, 11 on target, one okay, calculated. You calculated. I calculated. Okay, let's see. Lesley and Mudryk are starting according to the rumors. So, what do you think we should do there, Tebago? Since these are all rumors, should we go ahead with the line of prediction exercise, or should we just have a conversation and round off as soon as possible to go watch the game? Or what do you think
Yeah,
we should do?
I think we should not do the lineup because it seems like everyone knows about the lineup now. But coach, give me 10 minutes. I'll be back.
All right, no problem. Take all the time you need, brother. And if you're in the chat, let me know. Again, what do you think? What do you expect? What sort of game do you expect to see? Or do you think would see? What do you think the outcome will be? You go ahead, let me know. It'd be interesting to see what you have to say there. Alfred Lamte says, at this point, all we need is a win and not who starts or who is on the bench. To me, it's up to the manager. He's the guy that works with those guys. All the players are on the training pitch, and he knows who's ready, who understands his preferred approach to football, not us. And and the fourth mob thinks we're gonna go with the 4-2-3-1 structure. That is their predicted lineup here. Let's just go through it. They're predicting that Sanchez starts between the sticks, the two center backs, the Sassi and the Silva. They even think in the back four that Levi Kowa will play in the left back position. Here's the thing: I don't mind if I see Cowell in the left back position because the application is what I pay attention to. He literally, actually, you can say, operates as a midfielder, not really as a left back. So I don't care what any player starts. I don't care where any player is positioned in a particular structure. I pay attention. I look beyond the lineup. I pay attention to the application. That's where I have an issue. But it's suggesting that Chowa will start in the left back position, right back Malagusto, 2-6 Casado and Enzo Fernandez. But we've heard that Casado isn't starting. Most likely, Lesley Ugochukwu. We've heard that Ugochukwu is actually starting, not most likely. Palma, we've heard, isn't starting. We've heard that somebody is saying in the chat that Chilwell isn't starting. Conor Gallagher maybe starts. So no need to try to do the lineup prediction exercise. Let's just have a conversation here. Coach, if we are to believe the past rumors, these should be accurate. The rumors are that Achaloba is the source. That's gonna get him into trouble. If the lineup is leaked and the club finds out that he's the one that leaked it, then he's in trouble. It's not going to be on the good side of the manager, in my opinion. And Vic says, Coach, it's a lineup leaks, and yes, they are from trusted sources. Ugochukwu and Mudryk starts. No Chile, Casado or Palma in the 11, which means if Mudryk is starting, chances are it's a back four. It's most likely 4-2-3-1 structure to accommodate a winger, to accommodate wingers, which will you can say enable Mudryk to be more effective than usual. because I don't see him playing with a 3-4-2-1 structure. Mudryk playing as one of the inside forwards. I don't see that happening. So yeah, so let's see if they're correct today. No Madueke or Kukurea in the traveling squad. Okay, why isn't Madueke? Why didn't he travel? Is he injured or something? Kukurea, I'm not too sure what's going on here. Coach, after United's potential loss to Bayern, will Ten Hag be in the Reds list for a Saka lad? Possibly. I think we'll do a show on a soccer perspective, and thank you for accepting to be one of the panelists of a soccer perspective. I think one of the shows we'll do, we'll talk about which of the managers are uh, will lose their jobs soon. Let's see what we have here. And Vic says that no Madrid or Korea in the team. They didn't travel with the team. We have an extremely young bench. The question is, why didn't Korea travel? It's not like he's injured. We didn't hear anything. Even Madrid, he's been okay. He's been training. So what happened? I don't know. Let's see. It's always been a Chalobah since Potter's era. Wow. Wow. Okay. Would you say that was the reason why Potter started dropping him? I don't know, because I don't think the manager will be happy with the player leaking his starting 11 before the even before the lineup comes out. So I'm not too sure the manager will take that too well. But that's just my opinion. Chilwell is bench. Is it bench or I'm not too sure. Is it bench or I'm not too sure what to make of that, really. Let's see what else we have here. Is the lineup out there saying the leaks is enough to stop us from wasting our time trying to do the lineup prediction exercise? Because if we've had so much leaks, we'll practically from the going by the mentions in the chat there, we'll practically have the entire starting 11 by now. That's how I feel. Let's see what we have here. I don't know what's wrong with Mauricio Pochettino during the preseason. He was playing back four. He was playing a 4 and a 3 back. He needs to change his statistics. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Jakarta is saying that some fans are thinking like Chile is the only problem in the team. I think I agree with you on this one. Chile is, again, he's the least of my concerns. Honestly, we created good enough chances, and have we been clinical in front of goal? You can say the worst of the results would have been a draw. Yeah, but we've been very wasteful, and yeah, that hasn't helped. We have lots of problems. Team height is low. I think Bobby will agree with you on that. And by the way, Bobby, if you're listening, I hope you're recovering well, and thank you for reaching out to update me on the situation. I don't know whether you've been discharged from the hospital. If that isn't the case, I will continue to pray for you. And thank you once again to JC who was quick to point out that you've not been active on Twitter as usual, and that is that was why I had to quickly reach out to you without wasting any further time. But thank you for responding and letting us know that you're recovering. Please get better as soon as possible. We'll miss you. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. More importantly, I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. CFC Twitter handle puts of photos of Lesley and Enzo with statement team news coming soon. Okay, let's see. TikTok official lineup in 4 minutes. Okay. Let's see. It was suspended between it was suspected that between Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Chalobah, but now that RSC Ruben Loftus-Cheek is gone, it's the only option left is Chalobah. So he's most likely the one if we're going by that statement. But I'm not gonna go into blaming anybody. If in fact he's the one, I think that can get him into serious trouble. I understand that. We'll all make that mistake. Phone trying to predict what you want to say. Get your coffee ready, coach. Happy Sunday to you too, Vic. I appreciate you joining once more. Let's see, Kukurea, Chalobah, and Maxen are all being frozen out of the squad because they did not their summer moves. Okay, it has been reported. But Mauricio Pochettino did say that Chalobah is in his plans. He has again as he has the same opportunity as every other defenders. Yeah, within our ranks. That's so I don't think that report is correct, in my opinion. Now CFC official page says Galadog and Mudrik are checked in. I think the CFC admin, the guy is good, really. He knows how to be. Oh, the lineups are out already. Yep, 5 a.m. my time. So we should see we should just talk about the official lineup and then round up as soon as we can to go watch the game. And there's a chance we do a post game show. I don't want to do a watch along show today. We'll do a post game show and then do the match review tomorrow during maybe the proper match review during the Blue Morning show tomorrow. Happy Sunday, happy blessings to you all, and a happy win. I hope so, Jay-Z. Let's see if that happens. You're not commenting on my organic tweets. Okay. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Let's see what happens. Yeah, Contender FC is asking the question. So it's 4-2-3-1 with Colwell as left back, which was what again? You can say the lineup of the structure that Fortmob suggests. Let's see if Fortmob has a lineup right now. It's the same predicted lineup. So let's see what that does. Palmer isn't starting according to the leaks in the chat. This is still saying predicted lineup. So we'll give them a few minutes to see if they will update it, and then we'll talk about it. Let's see. And if you're using the fifth stand up, please do look at the structure once the lineup comes out there. See what structure they say we're playing with. Let's see. I don't think people realize how crucial the Chilwell position is. Enzo 2 is a culprit. Our team doesn't have that many issues. I think all we need is just to start playing as a unit. We've seen disjointed displays here and there, which has led to mix up every now some mix up here and there. But I know that will change with time. I'm confident that will happen. The reports that came out in Britain today, Coach. What report came out? I want to know. Chelsea Ultra. And by the way, I've missed your delicious contributions during live shows. But yeah, more importantly, let's say I appreciate you letting us know that you've been in and out of the hospital. That's not a good thing, but the good thing is that you're better right now, so that makes us happy. Let's see what we have here. Lineup is already out. Okay, yep. So let's see if Fortmob still hasn't. Yeah, they still hasn't updated the lineup here. So let's give them a few minutes. Once it comes out, we'll look at the structure and everything. Good morning to you too, Christian Norton. I appreciate you finding the time to join. 4-2-3-1 is back. Where did you see that? Where did you see that? Let me know. I want to know if you're in the chat and you're using the using the fifth stand up. Please do check what structure it says we're using. I want to know. I show speed. Okay, thank you. Chowell is on the bench. They say loving it. Let's see if that's if truly, again, the application will show us if that's truly the structure. Casado not on the bench even. The manager trusts Lesley Ugochukwu. We suspected that was gonna be the case. Chilwell on the bench. Let's see, no Casado on the bench. Yep. From Mr. Lam today. Did you see the comment Brighton posted on Twitter? We love playing at Old Trafford. Yeah. They're feeling like they're one of the big boys now. I hope it doesn't come back to hunt them, really. They should be careful. 4-2-3-1 4-2-3-1 feels like a divine code. Let's see. I want to see the lineup. There you go. So Enzo is playing in the 10th position, and that's according to for more. Can you check if you have, again, if you're using the fifth stand up, what structure are they saying we're using there? So yeah, this is Levi Cowell playing in the again in the left back position. Here's the thing: why do I think the manager plays him there? I think the manager appreciates his passing range. He appreciates his passing ability overall, his ability on the ball. Let's see how well he does that. If the application, if when the game starts, we find out that the application is really the application of the structure remains the same. If he's playing in the left back position, I don't know. If you're in the chat, I want to hear you, Jesse, especially you. Why do you think the manager plays Levi Colwell in the left back position? And this confirms actually, you could say justifies the manager's argument that yeah, we have always played with the back four, and that and people's argument that Colwell has always played in the left back position. For me, I think the manager plays him there because of his passing ability, his ability on the ball. You can say his passing range overall. I want to hear you because he literally don't operate as a left back the moment the game starts. So I want to hear from you. Why do you think the manager is playing him in that position? Let's hear you. This is with 4-2-3-1. Our season officially starts, bro. I hope so. To me, it's a structure I love so much. And the manager, I've always said he knows what he's doing. The only question I've asked is that why would he play? Why would he have Ben Chilwell operating as a left wing? Mudryk gets his chance today. I hope he takes it. If he doesn't, then if the manager drops him to the bench, you can say it'd be justified. Mudryk is starting Enchili on the bench. It makes sense to me. Big up to you too, Matthew Lee Benjamin. Always nice to see you. Appreciate you finding the time to join in. Thank you, people, for 52 likes. I cannot thank you guys enough. Usually after the transfer window, yeah, you can say the number of likes we gain after each show drops. Lesley and Gallagher, I will be there. And this isn't a bad the 2-6s, the selection isn't bad for me. Lesley traditionally a DM. Gallagher will be the more adventurous of the two, and Lesley will be the one to sit deep because he reads the game better than Gallagher, and traditionally a DM, which Gallagher isn't. Gallagher brings energy, the press, and hopefully, I hope. Honestly, I'd rather him play in the 10th position and Enzo for Fernandez play deeper and help us control the game. And you could say dictate the pace of the game, in my opinion. But let's see how well he does to this. I'm not too concerned. Let's see. In the fifth stand, he says, okay, 4-2-3-1. I hope that's the case. I like that structure very much. Washington on the bench for extra striking enforcement. If we do well, I really want to see David Washington come on. I don't know, he didn't go on loan. Whether that was by design, whether the club intentionally decided to keep him because they think he's good enough, or whether probably there aren't any more slots for players to go on loan. But how old is he? I think he doesn't count. I think if the club really wanted to send him out on loan, I think they would have sent him on loan. So probably they kept him because they trust him. Washington on the bench, I want to see him if we do well. Poch, my brother, what are you cooking? My guy, Galagoat, and Lesley, let's have it right. Minerals in the pivot. Let's see what happens there. The reports about Kukurea, Chaloba, and Matson coach, I don't believe that. I don't believe that, especially Chaloba. The manager during this particular game's press conference did mention that Chaloba is in his plans and has opportunity just as every other centre back at the club. So that alone debunks the rumor that they're being punished. But we'll look at the bench in a bit. This says, I hope we see a Ukrainian ballistic missile strike on the bomber goal. That's a delicious comment of the day. The construct of this particular comment makes me happy. It puts two things together. I don't want to go to the aspect where, again, part of the construct where reminds us of what's going on in Modric's home country, but it makes sense. That's a good way to use that. Like the damn video, Matthew Lee Benjamin. Always nice to see you, brother. It's been a minute. I hope things are well on your end. Yep. Thank you so much for saying that again, brother. Where do you watch, Coach? How can I stream it? I cannot. No, it's illegal to actually. Even if I know, I don't know. I pay. Again, I have a paid service. I'm sure it will be on TV. It's one of the early games of the day. How many games? Probably will be MSNBC or maybe USA. The game, the later games, so 12 noon my time games. The evening games usually are broadcast on USA Network, but early games MSNBC most likely. But unfortunately, I don't know any other place where you can go and watch it for free. Maybe if you want to watch numbers, you can use one of the apps like Fort Mob and the others. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Bournemouth press and keep high line. If they do that, then yeah, it's party for us, in my opinion. A lot of lines from Mudryk to exploit. The Colwell passes over the line. Yep, Colwell is excellent on the ball, and I'm thinking that's probably the reason why the manager is starting him over a Benchua because of his passing ability. And here's the thing: I'd be shocked if Bournemouth don't, if they don't try to approach the game the same way Nottingham Forest and West Ham did. I'd be shocked if they don't do that because he worked for those two teams. But let's see what they do. If they keep a high line, yeah, then it's a party for us. It will be a party for us, Coach. As a kid, Colwell was playing left back at CFC Academy. He knows what he's doing. But more importantly, I think I'd say his passing ability, in my opinion. Now, are you guys happy? 4-2-3-1, Chile on the bench. Don't forget, I am an agent of Poch. He gets a first-hand information of what the fans want. So probably, let's see. Big up to you too, Daniel Munoz. Nice to see you. I appreciate you joining. Big up to you too, King Mo. A lot of the OGs that's showing up today. I hope you're all well. King Mo, big up to you too, Prince Mohaz once more. I think you said hello before. I don't understand why Poch plays Enzo in a 10. To me, here's the thing. Let's talk about it in a bit. Do I think he's capable of fulfilling the role? I'd say yes, but I think he'd be more effective in a deeper position because it's simple. For me, in my opinion, I must say, Enzo is a deep line playmaker. He's not a 10 for me. The more he sees the pitch, the more effective it be. And you could argue the closer he is to the final third, yeah, the lesser he sees the pitch, which means yeah, he'd be less effective in my opinion. But I think we have to make do with what we have. I'd rather him play in a deeper position, but maybe he surprises all. He will surprise us all today. But let's see. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Where's Casado, Coach? Nothing, a knock, maybe, or should I say, nothing, an injury, and we suspected he wasn't going to start because during he was when he was on international assignment for his country, he had a strap on his thigh. So that wasn't a good sign. During a training session also, he had that strap too. He had the strap on also, and which led to us believing that the club wouldn't want to risk it. We have Lesley Ugochukwu, who is actually traditional DM, and I believe would do a much better job in terms of protecting the defensive line than Moises Caicedo. To me, Moises Caicedo is more of a CM for me than he is a DM, in my opinion. A thought of Carefree Lewis. He skipped a traveling to Bournemouth, and Chilwell is not starting as like, so he's not going to be happy. Caicedo, not really injured. I appreciate the lineup, but wish Palmer was playing in the 10 role. I wish so, and Enzo playing in a different position. But the manager knows what he's doing. Let's see how that works out. Obviously, in paper, Enzo looks like a 10, but he will drop. That may well be the case because just as I argued, Enzo, he's proven time and time again that he's more effective playing in a deeper position than playing closer to the final third. Here's the thing. I'd rather him start in a deeper position, but with the freedom to be adventurous on the pitch, I think he'll still be effective. But the manager knows what he's doing. Let's see how that works for us. Mudryk, for me, needs a game, not just one game, yeah, but you know how Chelsea fans reason. If at the end of the day, this particular game, he doesn't do well, yeah, people will still be on him. You cannot just judge him on one game. I don't do that, but you know our fan base. I hope fans realize this. Unfortunately, they're not going to do that. But I hope he takes this golden opportunity starting. And if Bournemouth, if they don't try to approach the game the same way Nottingham Forest and West Ham United did, then it will be party for Mudryk. I'm not gonna lie, I agree that Poch made a few mistakes by over experimenting in the first few games. Maybe in my opinion, I don't think he did. Poch said clearly in his presser that Chalobah is in his plans. Yes, yep, I agree with you. So that debunks the rumors that he's being punished. Enzo, and remember also, he's not fully fit. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's not. So I wouldn't pay much attention to that report. Enzo and Gallagher starting at the same time. Colwell playing left back is just a big red flags. Let's see. I'm not. Let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 62 likes. We have about again 30 minutes to round up because we'll have to round up from time to go watch the show. The only thing I question is Levi at left back. I think you can see a reason why he's starting him there. The application is what matters. If you've seen games where maybe the manager just decided today, just tell them it's a back four. But once we start, you see Levi Cole probably he'll be so in advance. You see him in advanced positions. I think you watch. Let me just put it this way, not to confuse anybody. Just pay attention to the application. That will tell you more why the manager is playing Levi Cole as a left back, which most people probably you can say observed we've realized that before now. But now it's just clear. It's just clear to a lot of people, yeah, that he's been playing there for a while now. And I think it comes down to his passing ability. He's better on the ball and a better passer of the ball than Ben Chilwell is, and the manager wants to utilize that. But let's see. Pay attention to the application, and if you do that, I think you will not be disappointed. The report I was talking about, Coach, was the report that Kukurea, Chalobah, and Matson are being frozen out of the squad because they did not take their summer moves. It came out today, and I think it's absolute nonsense, in my opinion. That's what I'm saying. I understand there are reports out there suggesting that's the case, and there are some suggesting that Trevor Chalobah will never play for Chelsea Football Club again. I'm quite sure you've seen that particular report yourself, which turns out now, given the manager's comment during the press conference where he said Chalobah is in his plans, that to me debunks the talks or rumors of that he may never play for Chelsea again. Absolute nonsense in my opinion. Some are actually suggesting that we've actually sent a proposal to Bayern and we're ready to sell him in January. And you've heard me, I think you've heard me. You've also heard JC argue that actually Chalobah is actually one of our best defenders. Even to me, I'd take him over Disasi, even though I like Disasi. I'd like to have him in, what's his name? And Fofana, he's a better defender than Fofana, in my opinion. Fofana is just better at carrying the ball, or maybe better on the ball overall, in my opinion. But Chalobah is an excellent defender. That's how I see it. I'm entitled to my opinion if you all agree. Let's see what else we have here. But maybe it's too many changes to put Mats in there. Most likely. You don't want to change too much. It becomes an issue when you make too many changes. You see a lot more disjointed displays than usual. We're already expecting to see a few here and there because we have an entirely new team. So making too many changes wouldn't help. Now let's see what a 4-2-3-1 if the team will find the fluidity in the goals. You can say the chances have always been there. We didn't just put away the chances. So I'd say fluidity is the least of my concern. Just put away the chances. Be back. I'm not too sure. We haven't. Let's just look at that quickly. Let's look at the injuries. Let's look at let's do this. Okay. Okay, this is our bench here. On the bench we have Alex Matos, who's that? David D'Souza, David Washington, Ronnie. We have lots of youngsters there. Cole Palmer, Alfie Gilchrist. I know I've seen him before. I did see him during preseason. Ben Chilwell is on the bench. Ian Martin on the bench. Georgie Petrovic on the bench. Lucas Buckstorm on the bench. And then injury, Malangsa. What is this guy? Oh, Malangsa is still at Chelsea. That will actually mentioning him on the bench. He's suspended. I don't know. I'm confused. This doesn't make sense to me. Wesley Fofana, a crucial ligament injury, and he will be back late match. Trevor Chalobah, hamstring injury, unknown, return date unknown. Romeo Lavia, ankle injury, late October. So, Lavia won't actually be out for a long period of time, as most reports suggest. Reece James, hamstring injury, return date unknown. Marcus Bettinelli, late September. What happened to him, really? Christopher Nkunku, knee injury, early November. And Connie Chukwuemeka in mid-October. Benoit Badeshile, growing injury, a few days. And the club, as we've heard, they were trying to be ultra cautious. That's the language used. They don't want to risk a setback. He could have been on the bench today and get a few minutes, but the club doesn't want to, just don't want to risk it. Benoit Badeshile, we've looked at that one. Amanda Broya, a few days or so. So we have a few players who you can say will be coming back this month. I'm shocked to see, that Malangsa is still at Chelsea. But that's by the way, we move on from that. James is a month away, I think, and Broya is nearly ready. I think you were correct. A few days, but James, I don't think will be out for up to a month. I think he will be back soon. And keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 64 likes. I thought we were gonna end with just about 50 likes or so, but 64, that's impressive. I appreciate you all, people. Thank you for all the support. All Chilwell out fans, you have no reason now not to like this stream. Strike a like with the Ukrainian grenade. Let's go for it, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Let's see if we can get it to 100. We still have a few more minutes to round off. Big up to you too, Glenn 10. Big up to you, my brother. Always nice to see you. I hope you're also dealing with your own situation very well. But you finding the time to join us here makes me happy. That shows you're way better. And you've been tweeting some, you can say, crazy stuff lately, all of which are very funny, I have to say. But I'm not going to talk about them. Much love to you, brother. Always nice to see you. Let's see what else we have here. Just seeing the lineup, our bench is a joke. On the bench, we have Matson, Petrovic. Let's say outfield players. Not too many experienced outfield players. Palmer. Wow. Yeah. It's a concern really, but hopefully it doesn't come. We don't, you can say, we don't experience a situation where we need to bring on any player, and it happens to be, you can say, a player that's not that much experience. But let's see what happens. Bournemouth at home will not pack the bus. Hopefully, yeah. But if you ask me, I'd say they will most likely. I don't know. You can say maybe they've changed. To me, I'd say they will most likely. The expectation is that they will most likely. You could say adopt. You could say adopt. What's his name? West Ham United's and Nottingham Forest's approach, just to frustrate us and hit us on a break. I hope that doesn't happen. Poch is highly progressive. Jay-Z. He uses artificial intelligence for answers. You're not a nice person. Chilwell as a winger, I don't think it's good. Can we sell Mudryk? No, I don't think we will. I don't think we'll be looking to sell him. I think he stays. I think he will come good. I am so excited. Let me get a clean shaver and a coffee to prepare for the game. Let's do that, brother. And we wasted money on Mudryk. We should have gone for Trossard, Leao, Pedro Neto instead. I think Mudryk will come good, and I hope he disappoints you, but you have every right to question why we signed him and his performances. But you have to be objective. Try as much as you can to be objective. Look at the situation from both perspectives. How the club has handled his start to life at Chelsea. To me, I think we haven't done well when we talk. If you ask me, I think we haven't helped his the way you could say the amount of game time we've given him hasn't helped his confidence, in my opinion. I see Enzo as a roaming player, which is why I believe Ugochukwu is perfect to play with his because he's proper disciplined DM. I call him a traditional DM and a destroyer, and it's a perfect complement. It makes sense. I think he would do well. If we sell Mudrik Akimso, should stay single until 27. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. And I think we can actually win today. 4-2-3-1. Today is first step in right direction, in my opinion. Thank you for the disclaimer there. I hope that's the case. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Let's see what else we have here. I have a feeling that that DM will be dropping back to make a three at the back structure. Yeah, I think it makes sense because Chilwell, what's his name, Levi Colwill doesn't really play as a left back whenever he's on the pitch for us. He's more, you see him in advanced positions, breaking the lines with his excellent passing ability. But let's see what happens. So, coach, watch along on Soccer Perspective today. No, not today. But here's the good news. My in-laws will come back today. So for subsequent games, we'll be doing watch alongs. And yeah, I'll be moving the watch alongs on to Soccer Perspective. So to also grow that channel at the same time. And Jerry Z has come on board. We need to start streaming on that end as soon as possible. Lesley is a very press resistant too. I didn't know that aspect of this game. I just know he reads the game quite well and good at breaking up opposition plays. But let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with the major problem I have with Poch is when his tactics aren't working. He takes so long to change. You can say to make changes. I would say for me, in my opinion, it's too early to say that's the case. To say that's the case. But let's see what happens. Who's the better captain? I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that argument right now. Let's see. I saw Gallagher is captain, not Enzo. I don't think it makes sense for Enzo to be the captain in the absence of Chowell. I think it should be a Gallagher. He's been at the club before Enzo Fernandez. I don't know, except if there are other ways the manager prefers to decide who becomes a captain, then I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to get into that. I am looking forward to what is Poch's plan. I am confident he doesn't drop Chowell because fans asked for it. He may have wanted him out of the lineup. He may have wanted him out of the line of fire, but I think Poch has a different plan. Let's see. Let's see is all we can say for now until we watch the game and see the application and all of that. Let's see. Fofana is only good against non-big teams. He becomes amateurish when it comes to the bigger teams. His facial expression looks lost as well. Wow. Some argument right there. I think Kowa plays a left back because of his contract, because he limits the attacking due to not overlapping. Wow, I'm not sure what to make of that. You're telling me we're gonna make an offer from Mbappe with your Mudryk money? Rumors were that we were interested in signing him. So how is suspended? I'm not too sure. So that was one of the reasons why I say that really doesn't make any sort of sense to me. Yeah, why the manager is doing that, I'm not too sure. Coach, he said he rates a Matson too, but he's not using him. He can't use everybody. Chances are he rates 1,000 players, but just cannot use them all, if you ask me. That's how I see it. So I'm not sure how to respond to that argument, really. I'm quite sure there are other players. There are other players he responds. He rates as well. What are we talking about? Fofana always injured. The Dembele of centre backs. Wow. Is it on Sky Sports? I don't know. So English again. Our followers from the UK, please let the man know whether the game will be on Sky Sports. I'd say most likely, in my opinion. Have to take them with a pinch of salt, bro. Yeah, I am a serious on Twitter and long gone, and I enjoy them. But those are topics that I can't retweet or talk about. Nothing too bad about them. It's just me trying to be, you can say, because of the brand, honestly. So they will show the match here. No, nobody's showing any match here. Coach, one last piece of news for fans. We will still play one defender up, so you can call it a back three at the back, sort of. Okay. Let's see. Gallagher lacks a vocabulary of cursing words. Most likely, it will be Enzo showing feasts. Okay, let's see what happens there. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show, and thank you for 68 likes. But I think we can do better than that. If you haven't, please do take a second to drop a like on the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're getting closer and closer to 17,100 right now. We are at 17,077 subscribers. That's not easy. I appreciate you all. We keep growing as a community and together. And thank you for all your support. Poch destroy with Gallagher as a captain. Let's see. He played well the last time he captained the side in the cup game. I think he had a good game overall. I wouldn't say brilliant. And Ty, if you're there, litness is greatness. Thank you for joining. I want to round up as soon as possible and go take my time to relax, watch the game. Maybe we'll do a post-game show, and also still do the match review proper tomorrow during the Blue Morning Show, or maybe just do the post-game show and talk about something else during the Blue Morning Show. But that usually don't work because the next day you'll be busy trying to introduce a different topic, and those in the chat will be busy talking about the events that are caught during the game, so never easy. So probably will be better off during the match review the next day. Kim So is wild in action today. I am guessing the brother must have got some support personally. Maybe, or maybe he's found a girlfriend. Like he's told us, he's found it difficult to find one. So Ty, if you're there, where do you want to come in? What sort of game do you expect? If you're still there, and what you make of the lineup overall, I want to hear you.
I'm surprised to see Chua not starting. I
you were expecting him to start, right?
Yeah, and well, I was optimistic that he wouldn't probably start as a left wing, but there'd be a change, and I was giving Pochettino the benefit of the doubt that he's not going to be playing him in an advanced position. But it's good to see Mudryk start. I do hope that the little time that he got to not play games and the opportunity to have that pressure off him, he'll be able to have a good game and offer something to the team, and hopefully we can win. But one thing that I do like, and obviously this show would have started before the lineup came out, is the fact that you have a Lesley to start in the title, and he is starting, so that is good. And I think people would probably assume that that's what's going to happen, considering the fact that Casado would have had issues or a minor injury, so obviously it wouldn't be best to have him in the team. But it's good for Lesley. I know a lot of people didn't expect him to stay at the club, probably go out on loan to Strasbourg or something like that. But I'm happy for him because he's a player that if you had followed up with Sad Rene, he was crucial in them performing at a good enough level last season. So it's good for him, and I hope he takes the opportunity. But the lineup isn't really surprising to me, barring the fact that Chilwell isn't starting. I obviously expect Gallagher to start, and is obviously going to start. That's something that I don't understand how Pochettino chooses so easily, but he always makes the same choice. But
yeah, just quickly, Ty, while you're still on it, somebody in the chat mentioned that Enzo will be roaming. Don't you think that will lead to Gallagher finding it difficult to be effective, because usually when the midfield area or whatever position he's playing, usually when that area is crowded, he gets confused. He needs
Yeah.
space. So if
Yeah.
Enzo will really be roaming on the pitch and gets closer to him, I think he will not allow Gallagher the independence to be as effective as we expect him to be. But you go ahead.
Yeah. Um, Honestly, if I'm being honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a hybrid 4-3-3 method, and you do have a situation with a back three. I think Jay-Z is the one that mentioned that you can still classify it as a three at the back, because Coleman is obviously a centre back by position, so it could quite easily change to a back three as well. But I do think that to say Enzo is going to be roaming, perhaps he may be advanced at times, but I do think it could be a hybrid 4-3-3 where you do have those three players together. Obviously, it wouldn't be really smart to have Gallagher, who is not really a six per se. He doesn't really have all the attributes to be that.
Mhm.
But I do think to say that he's going to be roaming, I don't think Pochettino really have Enzo do that, because in the previous games, Enzo did do that, and then he left the midfield confused with Casado and Gallagher. So I don't think perhaps he'll be roaming. I think he'll get the opportunity to be advanced, but I think it would be an interchange of position. I would think Enzo and Gallagher change his position, because Gallagher obviously can offer something to the attack. So rather than having them being isolated as a double six with Lesley and Gallagher, it could be a case of a hybrid 4-3-3 where
Very possible.
Gallagher does have the opportunity to progress as an eight, and Enzo as well, and you have Lesley who's also there to support the defense as well. So I think there could be some roaming, but I don't think it's gonna be Enzo solely doing that. I think it'll be an interchanging of it, and there'll be a timing, so there'll be a swap, and Enzo does come deep and Gallagher does advance, and vice versa. So I would
Mhm.
think it's a 4-3 hybrid 4-3-3, and we do have the players to classify it as that. We have two wide forwards wingers playing quote unquote behind Jackson, which could always become a front three. So in terms of that, there is obviously a plan, but I would think it's a hybrid 4-3-3, and it can change to a back three as well.
And before I go back to the chat. The question I want to ask you is this: um, just be truthful. Do you think had Casado been fit enough to play, do you think Gallagher will get a chance to start in this game?
If Casado was able to play,
If he was fit enough, had he been fit enough to start, do you think Gallagher will get a chance?
if I'm being honest, probably not, because I still think Leslie would have gotten his opportunities to play, and Casado would obviously play, because for that investment you have to play him and Enzo. So Enzo would have to obviously start. I don't know. I think the likelihood of Gallagher playing would have been lessened, or one, or perhaps Mujic would have missed out. But I don't think he would have been the starter over Casado. I think probably he would have been on the bench, because I
Mhm.
don't see Enzo getting benched, and I think Lesley, who would have had more time with the team, would have been trusted as well. So I think probably Gallagher would have just about missed out, because you do need to play the high investment players. So I think in terms of that, he probably could have missed out. But at the end of the day, Gallagher can play if it is indeed a 4-2-3-1, he can play as an AM. So anything is possible. I do think he probably wouldn't have started if Casado was fit.
Hmm. Yeah, but we suspected he wasn't going to start, given that he had a strap on his thigh during his again when playing for his country during the international break, and at training, even after he returned to Chelsea, he had that strap on. People were arguing that nothing to be concerned about, but I still think we knew before time that the club wouldn't want to risk him getting injured, so we knew that he probably won't start. And DJ says, imagine that these players injured would make a starting 11. Bettinelli, James, Chalaba, Fafana, Kukurea, Casado, Lavia, Nkunku, Carney, Chukwemeka, Mariki, and Broya. Yep, we have,
Wow.
you can say, a community of injured players, quite a lot. So I don't understand that Chilwell isn't good enough to play left back, but good enough for left wing. I am so lost at Poches sometimes. Maybe you could argue the. I don't know if that's just you can say it makes it very possible for people to come with the argument that the manager was just had to play him out of respect or just politics, just not to lose the dressing room. It's a possibility, but my other you can say argument was that has always been that the manager plays him because he is traditionally a defender, and playing him in an advanced role will help him. You can say find a balance between being offensive and defensively cautious at the same time. Since we have an entirely new team, that may well have been the case, and the case may be just because fielding him out of respect. Go ahead, Ty.
And he also has a shot on him. He can score goals. So in terms of on paper, it would make sense to play somebody that has the creativity, quote unquote, or can score goals. So if the opportunity goes on his feet, he can take a shot, and then you hope he can score, because he's done that. At Leicester City, that's the type of player he was. He didn't score a lot of goals for Leicester City, but when he did score goals, it was him coming from a deep position and scoring as a left back. So in terms of looking at his past and looking at the fact that he has scored goals for Chelsea whilst playing as a wing back at times under Tuchel, the logic in a sense is there, but at the same time, Chilwell is going to have the creativity mindset rather than scoring, which is why in a game against Luton, I think it was he tried to pass the ball to Sterling rather than to shoot. So yeah, I'm just happy that he's not playing as a left wing, because it's proven that it's counterproductive and it's not really helping. So that's the positive.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ty, for that. Mohammed, calm down. Mohammed, just calm down. The hate is a strong word to use at this time. Biologists say there is an explosion of hormones during what I think our starting lineup has abundance of that today.
Wow.
Okay, let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Thank you for 69 likes. Just one more to get it to 70. Let's see if we can make that happen, Coach. If you exclude Thiago from calculations, what is the average age of our lineup? I haven't done that, but you could say at most 23.
Yeah, 23, exactly that. Because
at most
the stats
23.
would you bring it up a bit. Because he's 25.
So let's see, Mohammed. Mohammed, please watch your language there before somebody DJ blocks you. Gusto, right wing. This game, back three stay, maybe a hybrid approach. It sounds like maybe a hybrid approach, but we'll see. And given the way Levi Cowell, you can say, operates whenever he plays in that position, most likely a hybrid approach. Opposition managers, Chelsea will be very dangerous in transition. They have a very quick players. Even when we have the ball, we have to be aware. 2 passes and they could be in front of the goalkeeper. So I think they've changed their approach given their new manager. Was it Dyche? Who was Bournemouth's coach before?
Oh, crap.
Was it Sean Dyche?
Sean Dyche was at Burnley.
So who was the current Newcastle manager, right?
Yeah, and then they got. I think after that they got some interim. There was another man. I don't remember his name, but yeah, Eddie Howe was there before. He was there for years, and Eddie Howe even won 4-0 against us, I think, on the Surrey, and he beat us against under Frank Lampard as well.
Yeah, so you could argue they don't play Haram football anymore. This is funny because Haram. I was going to use the language Haram. I nearly said Boko Haram. Oh my gosh. So they don't play Haram football anymore. I haven't watched them this season. I think I have to. We have the most inexperienced bench via Chilwell. You can say besides Chilwell and Matson. But the manager trusts him. He could have had Casado on the bench, given that he's not carrying any serious injury. And the other two also. Opposition manager defines Mudryk very well here. You can say that. Coach, judging by the comment from opposition managers that they don't plan to pack the boss, good signs for us. And also a risk also, which means they'd have a lot of players waiting to pounce if they hit us on a break. Because sometimes you don't pack the boss intentionally. if you defend as a unit and the opposition is better at keeping the ball, so yeah, as you defend, it would just come across as if you're packing the bus hard, when all you're doing is just, you can say, you can't get the ball off of the opposition. You're trying to get it, but because they are at your end, all your players probably back defending. Coach Fabrizio Romano has just said that Caicedo has a problem with his knee, which you could thank you for that, which was why he had to play with a strap during the international break. You cannot hold Enzo back up because Gallagher lacks in technique and football and intelligence. That would be a counterproductive. Gallagher should be dropped. Like I said, even though I don't think he's well equipped enough to play in the 10th position. I'd rather Enzo operate from a deeper position because if you're telling me Enzo will have the independence or the freedom to roam around, which means it creates a problem from Gallagher because Gallagher doesn't like crowd. If we have too many players around, when he needs space to be as effective as he can be, he gets a bit confused. So let's say, Coachila, your boy Mudryk is starting. You must back him. If he drops another Kindergarten performance, don't go anywhere. I'm here. I'll take it. Honestly, I like to be as objective as possible. I'm going to use the term, and Ty may well come at me every time I say I knew him before he joined Chelsea. I knew him as a footballer, not as an individual, and I think it's good enough. Bournemouth manager Anthony Irola, that's Spanish. I don't know how to pronounce that. Injuries FC. You can say now. You can say Caicedo, welcome to Chelsea. Yep. Teenagers FC. Yeah, keep saying it, Chimera. Exactly. Let's see what else we have here. What formation are we playing? 4-2-3-1. So Sadi, if you missed it, Coachila, I am not judging our bench. I am happy to see these. Poch clearly trusts them. That's good for me. I think he trusts them, and that's something he's known for. Always trusting the young players. Caicedo joins Chelsea, gets injured. That's what I'm saying. Welcome to Chelsea. He's proper Chelsea. That's a good sign. Honest, in my opinion, Sosa, 4-4-3. Mark my words, Chelsea will win 3-1. Okay, Ty, what sort of game do you expect, and what do you think happens? Do you think we'll win this one? Do you think it ends in a draw? Do you think Bournemouth will beat us at home? I want to hear you.
After the comments of the Bournemouth manager, I feel like they've watched us. I think they may try the same approach that Nottingham Forest did. They would have observed our struggles against West Ham.
When you say it'd be stupid for them to do otherwise.
Yeah. So they're gonna do that, but and the fact that they say we'll be playing counter-attacking football, and we're gonna try to cast them on the press. I feel like that's going to be their approach. So I think it's going to be a case where they're going to try to be tight space. They're going to try to play very narrow. They're going to try to make it difficult for us. But I do think, and I hope that we'll be able to force them to make a mistake, open up space, because if Mudryk is playing, and Mudryk is not like that player who needs space, but when he does have space, judging by his speed, he can be very productive.
More effective.
So, yeah, and then be more effective.
I haven't done any tapping today, so let me do one.
It has to be against me, right? It has to be me. Yeah, but I think we will be able to get a win. I would say 2-0. I hope we can get a clean sheet, but I think it's gonna be a tight game, I would say.
You're gonna be a tight one, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, just give me 1 second here. Let's see. I'm asking a poll. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3 options. Yeah, let's go with that one. Start the poll. What will be the outcome of the game? And the options I have there. Start the poll. So thank you, Ty, for that. To me, at this point, I usually like to predict games. But at this point, I don't know this team well enough to say this is what I think it's going to be the outcome. I think there will be goals. Who wins? I can't say right now, but I hope we win. It should be like a basketball game. Wow. Let's see. Angelo starts for Strasbourg today. Good for him. I want him to play as much as possible. prove himself, and probably if he's good enough, we'll get him, because you can say we don't have enough numbers. When you talk about wingers, we don't have enough numbers there, in my opinion. You mean, I think he was joking. The 4-4-3 structure was the structure the people, you can say, reports were suggesting that Borley suggested to Thomas Tuchel. Yeah, so he's just he was just playing with you there. Ty, here's a question for you. Hypothetically, if Chilwell was starting, what would have been your prediction? Ty, there you go.
1-0.
1-0. Who?
I'd say 1-0 because, by the way, I'm backing Mudryk to score. That's why I'm saying 1-0. So if he was playing in the position of Mudryk, I would say 1-0 because Mudryk is obviously not going to score. So, yeah, I would say 1-0.
That's had again had Ben
It's said
Chilwell.
hypothetically. I forgot to put hypothetically. So
yeah.
hypothetically,
Mhm.
I can't even talk. Hypothetically, it would be Mudryk not scored.
So it's hard to say.
Yeah. It's very hard to say.
Mm-hmm. But good one there. He's injured. Let's see what else we have here. It's a Borley thing. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. It's a Borley thing. Rumors were that he suggested such a structure to Thomas Tuchel. I am happy about the formation, and that's Biak Maui, the Blues. I hope I pronounced your first name correctly. About the formation. Anyhow, we must win at this time. Chelsea 4, Bournemouth 1. Love from India. Mizo Chelsea fan. I appreciate you, my Indian brother. I hope you're doing well. I have a jar where I put money in after Sterling messes up 2 more seasons, and I can get in the bed for Haaland. Wow. In a beat, so to speak. You can get in a beat for Haaland. Wow. Some comments right there. But I appreciate you, that joke. We need something like that. Lesley can drop a world-class performance and just like that become a starter. It's that easy. You don't need to be Iniesta or Fabregas to get into this team. It's open house, and you can say the manager didn't just decide to keep him. I think he must have thought about it, considered the fact that he played for Rennes and helped them achieve a top 4 finish in the French league, which means that they'll be playing in the Champions League this season. And if we didn't sign him, he'd be a starter for them still, because he was an important player for them. So the manager must have considered those factors and decided, yeah, I think we're keeping this guy. And now you're seeing why. Casado isn't ready, and we have a traditional GM who can come in and do an even better job. Hypothesis does not mean you can tap in anyone liner. Yeah, just go away. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, the formation is good, but why is Enzo playing as a 10? It should have been Palmer. I think I agree with you, but here's the thing. It's a process. Palmer will become a regular, in my opinion, with time. But he's just joined us. He even got a chance to play a few days after he joined us. So it's a process, and you have to somehow show those. You can say that has been show those that have been at the club before he arrived, that you appreciate all the work they put in during training sessions and all that. You don't just change a team like that. But that's just me. My opinion, but the manager has a reason why he thinks Enzo can fulfill the 10 role and Gallagher can be effective as one of the 2 6s alongside Lesley Ugochukwu. But that's just my opinion. Let's see. I'm gonna wait a bit to see how the poll ends. Right now, 33% thinks it will be a 2-0 Chelsea win. 58% thinks it will be a 3-1 Chelsea win. And 8% that thinks it will be 1-0 Bournemouth win. But let's see what happens. Ty, I want to ask you this question. Why do you think Pochettino likes to deploy Colwell in the left-back position? Because the truth remains, this confirms some you can say the argument from some quarters of the fan bases. You can say there's been arguing that Colwell operates as a left-back during whether you can call it a hybrid approach or not. But why do you think he likes to play him there? And let me make it even more difficult for you. I think he plays him there because of his passing ability, passing range overall. I think he's excellent at that. But Ty, your opinion, why do you think he likes to play him there?
Okay, so I can't do a tapping because you've just mentioned what I was going to say. I would just
I
say this.
intentionally wanted to make it difficult for you. Maybe
Yeah,
you'll come up with something else that I couldn't think of.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I think it, I need when I'm looking at the lineup at the structure on screen,
Mhm.
it, it, it's easy for it to become a O shape. So I think in terms of this is how you do it. You have Cole playing there, but you can also slot in and you can come centrally to assist Silva and Desasi, and that it would that is what would make it a three at the back,
Mhm.
and then you'd have Malagusto coming in to support the midfield as well. So I think in terms of that, like you said, because I'm still going to have to mention that his passing ability is one factor, but I do think that in terms of being defensively sound, you'd still have Levi Cole who does have the ability to hold up the ball. He's able to press the ball as well, but he's also able to slot in, come centrally to facilitate the centre backs or those who
Mhm.
are recognizable centre backs in the structure. And then from there, it allows you to have more players supporting the defense, and in a sense, it could perhaps become a rather five at the back situation. So in terms of that, I think that obviously his attributes in terms of passing is the key factor, but also his ability to come deep and also his ability to slot in as an extra defender as well.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Ty. We're going to round off now so that we can go. I know it doesn't take me 10 years to get to where my TV is, but I think it's important we round up. Some of us might want to use the bathroom. We don't want it the game to get started before we get to sit in front of our TV. And Wally Waldo, nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Lesley played amazing for France over international break. I didn't get to watch him, but thank you for educating us on how well he played. I appreciate you joining Wally Waldo. I am a sad if Batashile he will score. But yeah, we don't want to risk a setback, so that's why we don't have him on the bench. I've heard. I'd put Palmer where Starling is. I'd play him as a 10, actually, honestly. Coach, you're not allowed to provide assist. You are the penalty taker. Okay, thank you. I actually think we should go for it from the start and win. I think we'll be looking to score early, but it's not going to be easy. Ty, one more easy question. Do you think Gusto plays the right wing and we just make the minor image of our system in reverse? Possibly. Ty, go ahead. If you have an answer to that one, you have less than a minute so that we can call it a day.
Right wing, honestly, no. I think it'd be more of a right wing back if you do look at the point I was making before with Cole will come in as a back, to make it a back three, and then if he facilitates Sterling because there's chemistry there. So I don't think about right wing per se, probably a wing back, but I personally don't think he plays as the right wing.
All right, thank you so much, Ty. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show today. I cannot thank you enough. And I have a response. I see you sent me a message as we were rounding off. I did see you send me a man. I've responded to that. So just be a bit more patient. But if you look at it, you understand. I put Palmer in midfield. I do that. But thank you to Ty. Thank you to Tebago who was here. I appreciate you all. And thank you to Chelsea Archer. I'm going to be optimistic after seeing the lineup or say 4-0 Chelsea. Let's see if that happens. I remember that. Aisha Speed, nice to see you. Namaya Fawole. JC, nice to see you. John Goman, nice to see you, brother. I appreciate you joining Shamera. Much love to you, Namaya Fawale, Wally Waldo. Much love, Sosa D, and Brianna Yahau. You was here, Glenn 10. Much love to you. If I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and bye.